Hello everybody, today I'm going to be showing you some advanced tips and tricks for Gorilla Tag, including strategies for each map and how you can do your best and not get tagged and also tag a bunch of people. So let's get into it. But first, please like and subscribe to this if you enjoy it, because it really helps out me, and it's also a best way you can support me if you like the video. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, starting off with our first technique to get better at Gorilla Tag is wall climbing. This is called wall climbing when you bounce back and forth on the wall to go up it like that. It's kind of like skiing motion. So you want to bounce from one side to the other side while pulling yourself straight across the thing. So pull yourself this way, because otherwise you'll bounce off. So you just pull your arm like that, and then be ready to catch yourself with your other hand. Once you've got that down, the next step will be learning how to wall run, like this, which is where you run up the wall. You're basically just running on it to go forward and around the walls. So, basically, one way you can practice this is just in the OG caves. The walls are pretty slanted around that, so you can practice wall running on that. Or you're just going to practice on these walls, because these are pretty angled, so it's easier to do it on. But basically, you want to make sure you're pushing your hand down, and just down only, because otherwise you'll fall away from the wall like that. So you want to push down and keep, and if you want to go forward, you got to push down and keep pushing forward as well, like backwards. So just practice running around the walls and staying on them. You have to drag parallel to the wall to keep yourself from bouncing away. So this next trick is elevator climbing, and it's only really useful in forest on the double walls, but you can find ways to use it other places. But basically, you're going to stick your hand in the wall like this, and then you can go up it. And all you're doing is bringing your hand into you, pushing down and out. So it's kind of like you're bringing it in to touch the wall, dragging down, and then taking it out. So you're going to bring your hand in, drag down, and take it out. It's a lot of it is in the wrist. Like, that's the easiest way, because you see I'm just turning my wrist. But you're going like this, and then it brings your controller in closer to pull yourself in. So yeah, really, double walls is the easiest way to learn this. And it's not super useful in other maps, but once you get, I'm not very good with my left hand, but once you get used to it, it can be a faster way to get up the walls. So yeah, that's elevator climbing. Okay, now I'm going to be going into different maps and routes for the different maps. So for forest, one of the things I like to do if I'm just running at a stump is just bounce up this way and then get up to stump really quickly, because there's a bunch of ways to get on stump, and if you're standing right here, that's probably the easiest starting out. Or you can go right here and then climb up to the top through that. A lot of times, if you can't get on top of stump at all, you can need to bounce like this, or subsequently you can wall climb or wall run up, and that also works. But yeah, I think the easiest way is if you're right here to go like this. Another fast way that a lot of people like to scale up stump is by going up here like this. So going right here where it's slanted a bunch to hop up here instead of having to walk all the way around. Or doing it from right here and just pretty much scaling up So like that. So this one's definitely harder. But again, it's basically wall running. You just want to stay parallel and drag your hands parallel to the wall so that they don't slip off. So another thing I like to do in Forest is if you're running around and you're super tired, I like to come up here and then right here is like really slanted and you can kind of just sit here. You have good visibility of everywhere. No one can really sneak up on you. And if someone does, you can just jump away, land on this tree, and then make your way back on walls again. And a lot of people can't follow you that quickly, so they'll be stuck far behind you. And that's, once I've run a lot, and like the game restarts, once I finally get tagged and I'm really tired, I like to go sit up there and kind of just wait. Alright, that's it for Forest. But now we're gonna go to Beach. I'm gonna cover these maps a little less, because I know not everyone plays them as much. This is definitely a great map. This is probably my favorite map. Zip lines. So for zip lines, you won't always be. You only kind of touch them once. You kind of click your button once you hit them, and then like you're running on the ground. You don't ever want to stay sliding on them, because if you're sliding, you slow down. But if you're jumping through the air and just using it to pull yourself, then it doesn't slow you down. Another way that you can go fast around Beach map is by water running. So I'll give you a show here. Not show. You're basically just running on the water. You can watch videos on how to swim really fast. Puddles is probably the best beach player. So definitely watch his videos to learn how to do stuff like this. Yeah. Now on to routes. So a route I like to do a lot, route, I don't know how you say it. You go down this and then you just hold your hands out and then it lets you slide far on the water. Your left hand is what you call dive turning, so whichever way you're angled is the way you'll go. Like if you have it angled up, it makes you go up a little bit. Here, I'll show you a better example. So if you jump off from a high point, and then angle it back up, it sends you back up a little bit. So that controls where you're going. So when you have a bunch of speed and you're on top of the water, you want to hold it out straight, so that way your hand, it makes you slide on the water. So here, I'll show. See how I kind of slid there? So once you get some speed, you can just kind of slide, and that way it keeps your momentum. Instead of, if you have your hand angled, it'll make you stop instantly or go down. One more route from Beach is people are chasing you down here. You want them to be pretty close to you when you do this. You swing around and hit off that, and it lets you go backwards. If you can get a really good one, it can send you all the way back to the top of the rope. Or like that, really high. And then they won't be following you. They'll keep going off that way and you can run away. But essentially, what you want to do is you want to hit the top of the rope once and just let go of it instantly while you still have the momentum to send you forward. And then it'll send you forward and you can pick up the bottom that flings up and tap it for a second, and then it'll send you flying up. So you're just gonna grab right here for a second, let it send you, and then tap the bottom to send you backwards. Our next map is going to be canyons. So, canyons, I like this map because there's a lot of ropes and zip lines, and those allow you to go fast and you don't get so tired from running around. And it also feels a lot more fun when you're going fast on the ropes. But, yeah. So, canyons, what I like to do is I like to stay up high above everyone else. So that way if someone starts coming for me, I can make a move and see where everyone's going. So, some people get mad and call you a camper. And, if you are camping, it is kind of annoying for other people. But it's also just a part of the game. And don't feel bad about taking a break if you need one. But yeah, sitting up there is a good spot because it lets you see the entire map and gives you the most opportunities to escape if someone starts chasing you. That's definitely a spot. Another spot is right here, I feel like, because not everyone's gonna do that zipline. And even if they do, I honestly didn't really know about that zipline for a long time after the map came out. So, utilizing parts of the map that people don't really know where it takes you is very helpful. Another part that's really easy to get away from lava monkeys is if you bounce right here and just tap for a second, it'll let you bounce high. It's kind of like zipline bouncing. If you just tap right there, right on the edge where the zipline and that little, I don't even know what this is called, the little connector part says, you can still grab the zipline right here. You can even see in this little crack that there's zipline in it, and your hand goes through it to attach the zipline. So if you just bounce, click the button, it lets you go super high. Canyons is also a pretty good map to practice wall running, because you can practice holding on to the walls right here. They're really slanted, so there's a lot of space. You barely slide down them. So, yeah. It's also a good place for you to learn advanced, because there's also parts that curve back out, and those are the hardest to climb up. But you'll get better at it if you try it. It's almost impossible, actually, to climb up those if they're really steep. So don't feel discouraged if you can't do it, because they're really difficult. Caves map, there's no tutorial. No one likes caves. If you do, you're objectively wrong. Same with clouds. City is also not an infection, so you're not going to be running from other people. And I'm not doing a tutorial on that. But finally, mountains. Mountains is also one of my favorite maps. So it's different for if you're on Steam or Oculus. Most of you will be on Oculus. I've played on both. Steam is a lot harder to control the ice on. And you can't even change your hand to change the direction you go. So yeah. So if you're playing on Steam, this stuff probably isn't for you. One of the best parts about this map is the ice. And so ways to slide on it is if you want to keep your hand parallel to the ice, and if you want to stick progressively, push your hand towards the ice. If you sometimes you'll randomly let go of it. So I know definitely talking about the part up near the igloo, you have to kind of push your arm. If you're sliding on this side where it's so angled, you see this is 45 degrees, maybe a little more. You don't have to really do that. But if you're gonna slide on that wall, which is really steep, much steeper than this, you're gonna need to push out more. So I'll see if I can try it. I haven't really done this much, so I don't do this wall a lot. And there's a big bouncy stuff in the way, so it's a little annoying. But you have to continuously push your arm out if you want to keep going. And then, eventually, if there wasn't the bouncy castle, I probably could have made it. You want to start high and have a lot of speed, so that you can eventually get enough speed that you can pull your hand back up and control it back up, and then you'll slide back up. You've probably seen secret tunnel videos. It's where you slide down this and go into the slide tunnel. Basically, secret tunnel. The bad part about doing it is that people can camp you and they'll just wait outside of it until you eventually slide back down, because you can't stand here forever. But if you get far enough, like I did right here, you'll be able to see if someone stops right there. And otherwise you can stick your controllers out on both sides and keep you locked in. It really does drain your battery though, because your controllers are vibrating because you're touching the ice, or the slippery bit, and that wears out your batteries. So it's not good for camping the whole game. Right. So that's basically my guide to playing Gorilla Tag competitively and getting better at it. Thanks for watching this video, if you did. Like and subscribe if you liked it. And just make sure you're trying out everything. Like if you are struggling a lot with wall climbing, just keep trying it. Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestions for what I should do next, please leave that in the comments, because I need content, so yeah.